Natalye Quam. Every 2 minutes, a child is being prepared for sexual exploitation. According to Tonisha Jones, assistant professor and graduate director at Washington State University, who has expertise in criminal justice policy, in the book Contemporary Issues in Victimology, Identifying Patterns and Trends, published in 2018, states that there are 45.8 million current victims of modern-day slavery. Being that we all live in Minnesota, we know that Minneapolis hosted Super Bowl 52 approximately 10 months ago. We all reside less than 60 miles away from US Bank Stadium, which hosted the Super Bowl, and because of this, also hosted one of the largest human trafficking events in the United States. Public universities should require all incoming freshmen to complete a training in human trafficking and its dangers. First, I will inform you of the increasing trend of human trafficking, and second, I will explain how public universities could help inform potential victims of these dangers. Let's begin by discussing the increasing trend of human trafficking. Human trafficking is a problem in our society. According to Anita Bells, Regional Director of Central Oregonians Against Trafficking Humans and author of the book, In Our Backyard, Human Trafficking in America and What We Can Do to Stop It, published in 2015, states that human trafficking is defined by the recruitment, transporting, and maintaining of a person by means of force or fraud for purposes of involuntary servitude, slavery, or commercial sex acts. In every state and nearly every city, human trafficking exists. It is one of the largest criminal enterprises. There are nearly 300,000 children, American youth, at risk of being trafficked each year. According to the National Human Trafficking Resource Center, an anti-trafficking hotline which serves victims and survivors of human trafficking, from the Polaris Project, published in 2016, states that there were 24,000 calls and texts received to the hotline, and 71% of these victims were involved in sex trafficking. According to Janine Littrell, Director of Safe and Supportive Schools at San Mateo County Office of Education, in the presentation, Human Trafficking, What Schools Need in Order to Recognize It and Respond, given in 2016, states that for human trafficking today, many traffickers seek out their victims online. Social media is now a place for traffickers to approach both boys and girls. There are signs of human trafficking increasing in schools. In Portland, Oregon, a former cheerleader came back to her high school and began persuading other girls from the team to join her and the man trafficking her. This is just one example of recruitment happening in schools. There are 3 different types of involvement of human trafficking. The first is the party crew. This is when the victim still attends school and is sold off only during the night. Janine, a victim of sex trafficking from Kansas City, Missouri, started out in the party crew. She said in an interview, "There was house parties like the one I was raped in, where men were there and I was expected to service them all night long. And my traffickers always made sure they had me home the next day." The second level is the campus and neighborhood exploitation. This is when the victim misses many days of school and is sold off both during the day and the night. Finally, the last level is completely in the life. This is when the victim is no longer in school and is fully in the circuit. According to Ronald Weitzer, who has a PhD in sociology and has taught at George Washington State University for 30 years, in the journal The American Academy of Political and Social Sciences, published in 2014, states that the magnitude of trafficking humans is steadily growing worldwide since both the supply and demand for it is rising. Now that I have told you about the increasing trend of human trafficking, I will propose a solution to help decrease the number of victims of human trafficking. Public universities should require all freshmen to attend a seminar on human trafficking prevention. We need to start raising awareness on this issue and recognize signs of involvement. During Welcome Week for freshmen at public universities, they would be required to attend a seminar on human trafficking. This would be free for all students. During this seminar, they would be informed on the potential warning signs of someone being trafficked, such as abrupt changes in behavior, unexplained absences, sudden presence of expensive items, poor health, or even branding marks. Also in the seminar, they would be informed on how traffickers try and seek out their victims, as well as know the different types of human trafficking. At the end of the seminar, each student would receive the National Human Trafficking Resource Center's hotline number on it. Students can become part of the solution. Human trafficking is solely dependent on demand. Today, I told you about first, how there is an increasing number of victims of human trafficking, and second, how we could help decrease the number of victims affected. Public universities should require all incoming freshmen to complete a training on human trafficking and its dangers. Throughout this speech, nearly 3 children have been prepared for sexual exploitation. We need to stop this growing trend of human trafficking by educating our future generations on this issue.